yeah, when you make music, actually you have a lot of access to great libraries, to amazing plugins and incredible sound. But you know what is the most important thing for every music producer or engineer is USP, unique sound, you know, this personality, that emotion. And this is something where you start collecting little things, you know, that create different sound. It's not about always getting better sound, it's about getting unique and different sound, because this will be your signature sound. And with the music, I always compare it like it's great to have a skill set. Let's say when you go to an audio school or a sound engineering school, you know exactly how to use the different tools and gear and mixing boards. It's like the same when you start cooking. When you become a cook and want to learn cooking, you know exactly how to cut with a knife. You know, you will be very fast to cut the vegetables and stuff like that. And you can do all the basic meals and all that stuff that is great. And then there's this one thing that makes you important when you become unique. Let's say you are now a cook of a Michelin star restaurant. What will you do as this cook? You start combining stuff that maybe nobody else would do and that doesn't make any sense when you go to cooking school. Yeah? And this unique thing, you know, make it work with stuff that maybe did not work together before, but when you tweak it the right way, then it's something special. And it's the same with music. When you start producing and when you go for a mixing engineer, you want exactly that. You want something that sticks out, that has a signature sound, that makes your record unique, and someone who understands you as a manager and as a producer. And this is so important, you know, to be open, you know, and also learn from others. And that's exactly what it's all about. When you're in music, the most important and most interesting things you will learn from others. And it's so great to be always open to new engineers, new producers, and learn, okay, how do they treat stuff and how does it work? And this is so cool, because you think about it differently and you get a different mindset if you see an engineer doing crazy things. Yeah, let's say when you're a music producer and you have that great piano library, you can play all the Steinway pianos recorded in the most fancy studios. You will always have a kind of feeling, okay, you hit different samples, sampled on a keyboard, and finally in different velocity. When you then first time record a real piano, then you suddenly feel like, okay, also when you hit the keys or maybe kick accidentally, you know, the wood of the piano with your shoe, it makes it much more unique. And a few years ago, I bought that Yamaha piano from a Japanese household. I think this piano is much older than I am. And it's so crazy because it has history, and you feel that history when you play the piano, and also you can smell it, you know, because this old wood, and it also makes you directly creative. You know, you play the keys differently. Sometimes you play the piano like it's a percussion, you know, you actually interacting with it. And this creates such a difference when you record it, because you are so into it, you know, you feel like that you're connected with that instrument. And this is something I specifically learned, that it's not important to just have all the libraries with all the great Steinway pianos or whatever. It's literally to have something where you can translate your stuff. And it's exactly the same when you record vocals. We once had it, there was a rock band, and we were in a studio and they were recording with the most expensive microphone, you know, this Telefunken U47. It was a rock singer and it sounded horrible. You know, it was not working because the vocal sounded like a jazz vocal, and the guitars and all that drums, they were super dirty, and there was a rock sound in there. Then taking a very affordable microphone, I think it was like just $70, $80 or something. Man, this microphone was crushing it because it exactly had that dirty sound. And this is something where I say it's all in the details. Finally, always the music and the song and the vibe decides whether it's the right microphone. And for example, when you work in the box, specifically when you're an engineer or working with audio, you feel like, okay, you want to do something, you want to create some signature sound. You can use, for example, external output gear, the transformers, the tubes, just to color the sound, you know, and then the dedicated chain, for example, with the converter and the effects or dynamic machines you're using. It creates something, you know, even when you don't touch any compression or any EQ, as long as you run it through the chain, it's suddenly a sound. And this is so cool by just trying it out, because sometimes it creates that vibe you want and also that unique signature sound. And this is so cool if you just be open for trying out stuff. And that's what I say, you know, always look on the details, because the details will make the big picture. Let me know what you think about It's all in the details. Write it down in the comments and see you in the next video.